You dare to challenge me? You are nothing but insects to be crushed beneath my heel.
Once upon a time, in the mystical kingdom of Everwood, there lived a noble ruler named King Aldrich. King Aldrich was a just and beloved king, ruling over his kingdom with wisdom and compassion. But despite all the wealth and prosperity in his kingdom, there was one thing that eluded him: true love. King Aldrich had always dreamed of finding a partner to share his life with, someone who would stand by his side through thick and thin. He had met many noble ladies from neighboring kingdoms, but none had captured his heart. One day, as King Aldrich was walking through the lush gardens of his castle, lost in thought, he heard a soft voice singing. Following the sound, he came upon a beautiful young woman with flowing golden hair and eyes like the morning sky. The young woman was Princess Ilara, the daughter of King Aldrich's trusted ally, King Thorian of the neighboring kingdom of Crestfall. Princess Ilara had a voice that could rival the sweetest of songbirds, and as King Aldrich listened, he felt his heart stir with emotions he had never known. From that moment on, King Aldrich found himself drawn to Princess Ilara. He would seek any excuse to visit Crestfall, attending banquets and festivals in the hope of catching a glimpse of her. And each time he saw her, his heart swelled with longing. Princess Ilara, too, had noticed the handsome king's attentions. She found herself equally captivated by his kindness and noble bearing. Whenever King Aldrich was near, her heart fluttered, and she couldn't help but blush at his compliments. As the days passed, King Aldrich and Princess Ilara's love blossomed like the most beautiful of flowers. They would steal moments together in the gardens, their laughter mingling with the sweet scent of roses. Their love was a secret, known only to a few trusted friends and confidants. But their happiness was not to last. One fateful evening, as King Aldrich was returning to Everwood from a visit to Crestfall, his carriage was ambushed by bandits. In the chaos that ensued, King Aldrich was gravely injured, and Princess Ilara was taken captive. When King Aldrich awoke, he found himself in a dimly lit cell, his head pounding with pain. He tried to rise, but his injuries were too severe. Panic set in as he realized that Princess Ilara was nowhere to be seen. For days, King Aldrich languished in his prison cell, his heart heavy with worry for his beloved. He knew that Crestfall was in turmoil, with King Thorian searching desperately for his missing daughter. But despite all his efforts, Princess Ilara remained elusive. Meanwhile, in the heart of the forest that bordered Everwood and Crestfall, a group of unlikely heroes was gathering. They were a motley crew. A skilled archer named Rowan, a fearless warrior known as Seraphina, and a wise old wizard named Merlin. These three had heard of King Aldrich's plight and Princess Ilara's disappearance. They knew that time was running out, for rumors were spreading of a dark force rising in the land, one that threatened to engulf both kingdoms in shadow. Determined to rescue Princess Ilara and save their beloved king, Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin set out on a quest. Their journey took them through dense forests, treacherous mountains, and dark caves filled with ancient magic. Along the way, they encountered all manner of obstacles, from fearsome creatures guarding hidden treasures to cunning sorcerers with dark intentions. But the trio was undeterred, their hearts filled with courage and determination. As they traveled, Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin forged a strong bond of friendship. They laughed together around campfires, shared stories of their pasts, and supported each other through the darkest of times. Together, they were unstoppable. Finally, after weeks of travel, they arrived at the edge of the shadowed woods, a place of legend and mystery. It was said that the woods were haunted by restless spirits and guarded by ancient magic, making them an impenetrable barrier to all who dared to enter. But enter they did, for they knew that Princess Ilara was somewhere within, held captive by the dark forces that lurked within the woods. With their hearts pounding with fear and anticipation, they ventured deeper and deeper into the shadows. As they navigated the twisting paths and eerie glades of the shadowed woods, they encountered strange and wondrous creatures. There were fairies with wings of shimmering moonlight, mischievous goblins who played pranks on unwary travelers, and majestic unicorns who watched over the forest with wise eyes. But amidst the beauty of the woods, there was also danger. They faced enchanted traps that tested their wits, dark magic that threatened to ensnare their souls, and whispers of ancient curses that echoed through the trees. Through it all, Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin remained steadfast. They relied on each other's strengths, their friendship growing stronger with each passing challenge. And as they ventured deeper into the heart of the shadowed woods, they could feel that they were drawing closer to their goal. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, they reached the heart of the woods, a clearing bathed in silver moonlight. And there, standing in the center of the clearing, was Princess Ilara. She was pale and weary, her golden hair tangled, and her eyes filled with sorrow. But when she saw Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin approaching, a glimmer of hope appeared in her eyes. With tears of joy streaming down her cheeks, Princess Ilara embraced her rescuers, thanking them for their bravery and determination. She told them of the dark sorcerer who had imprisoned her, using dark magic to drain her strength and keep her captive. But even as they celebrated their reunion, they knew that their quest was not yet over. The dark sorcerer still lurked in the shadows, his power growing stronger with each passing moment. They needed to confront him and put an end to his evil once and for all. With Princess Ilara at their side, Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin set out to find the sorcerer's lair. They followed the trail of dark magic, their hearts filled with determination to save their kingdoms and their beloved king. Their journey took them through twisting corridors and hidden passages, each step bringing them closer to the heart of darkness. Finally, they reached the sorcerer's chamber, a place of shadows and whispers. As they entered, they were met with a blast of dark magic that sent them reeling. The sorcerer stood before them, his eyes gleaming with malice and his voice dripping with venom. "You dare to challenge me?" He sneered, his dark cloak billowing around him. "You are nothing but insects to be crushed beneath my heel." But Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin stood tall, their hearts united in purpose. They knew that they had the power of love and friendship on their side, and they would not be defeated. With a mighty battle cry, they launched themselves at the sorcerer, their weapons flashing in the dim light. Spells clashed, swords clashed, and the very air crackled with magic. But despite the sorcerer's dark powers, Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin fought with all their might. They used their skills and cunning, working together as a team to overcome every obstacle the sorcerer threw at them. Finally, with a final desperate surge of power, they delivered the decisive blow. The sorcerer let out a scream of rage and pain as his dark magic was shattered, dissipating into the air like smoke. And in that moment, the shadowed woods were bathed in light. The darkness that had plagued the land was lifted, replaced by the warm glow of the rising sun. As the dust settled, Rowan, Seraphina, Merlin, and Princess Ilara stood victorious. They had saved Princess Ilara, defeated the dark sorcerer, and brought peace to the land once more. But their greatest challenge was yet to come. For as they returned to Crestfall, they found that King Thorian had fallen gravely ill in his grief over his daughter's disappearance. The kingdom was in turmoil, and the people were desperate for a leader. Seeing the plight of Crestfall, King Aldrich knew that he could not turn away. Despite his own injuries and the trials he had faced, he knew that he had to step up and help his ally in his time of need. With the support of Rowan, Seraphina, Merlin, and Princess Ilara, King Aldrich returned to Crestfall. He worked tirelessly to heal the kingdom, using his wisdom and compassion to bring hope to the people. And as he did, something magical happened. The bond between King Aldrich and Princess Ilara grew stronger, their love shining like a beacon of light in the darkness. They knew that they were meant to be together, their hearts forever entwined. Finally, as the kingdom of Crestfall was restored to its former glory, King Aldrich and Princess Ilara were married in a grand ceremony. The kingdom rejoiced, their love celebrated throughout the land. And so King Aldrich and Princess Ilara ruled over Everwood and Crestfall together, their kingdoms united in peace and prosperity. Rowan, Seraphina, and Merlin became legendary heroes, their names spoken of in awe and admiration. But the greatest reward of all was the love and friendship they had found along the way. For in the face of darkness and adversity, they had discovered that together they were unstoppable. And so, as the sun set on the kingdom of Everwood, a new era began. An era of love, friendship, and the power of believing in the impossible. And they lived happily ever after, their hearts forever intertwined in the tapestry of destiny. Kindly subscribe my channel and share your thoughts. Thank you for watching.